Hi, everyone. Yes, it's Plastic EP here from Melbourne, Australia. And I'm so fortunate to have one of the funniest guys you'd ever meet in New York. He comes from Rye, New York. How are you today, Benjy Greenberg?
Okay, Plastic, how's it going? Down under. Down under where?
Down under. Down here in Melbourne. Now, give me a couple of Australian impersonations and then give me some farmyard stuff.
What do you say, mate, there? I say 2 crocs upstream there, mate. What do you say there? The hard
Let's go through the farmyard, what it's like on an Australian farm.
Australian farm?
That's exactly what it sounds like. Now, have you heard of Skippy, the bush kangaroo?
Skippy peanut butter? I've heard of that.
Yeah, everybody's heard of that. Now, you know, that's like Australians' version of Lassie.
Right. Yeah, we don't have kangaroos over here walking around.
No, I'm glad you don't. But tell me this. Let's hear a bit about the Beatles, especially the Beatle cartoons.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is John. This is Paul McCartney here, you know. I only have one with 2 legs, you know. It's got to be the Conforcer. Hi, George Harrison here, lead guitar. Ringo Starr on me drums. Oh, Ringo on the cartoon show? I've gone around, you know. I've gone to Melbourne, you know. Yeah.
Hey, can you give a big Beatle welcome to Charles Rosenay? He's saying Benjy Baby. Can you do an impersonation of the 4 Beatles saying hello to Charles, please? That guy, he loves the Beatles.
Thanks very much, Charles. You're a good lad there. It's Paul here, you know. How you doing there, Charles? Hi, Charles Rosenay. Lead guitar here. It's Ringo Starr, me drums there.
You know, he collects a lot of Beatles stuff.
We know each other quite a long time, actually.
He's like my brother.
Is he really?
In America.
Yeah, like
10,000 cracks me up.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, listen, tell me a little bit about the Beatles. I've just got to grab something for a second. So just tell me about when you met Paul McCartney.
Well, actually,
just tell me about Paul. Go for it.
I kind of met him twice, believe it or not. The first time was at the Oratorio, and I was at my friend Sid Bernstein, and we found out that they invited Sid to come backstage. So we came back for the formal thing at the end, and we finally I only met him for a split second, but the story goes like this. My brother, at the very end before he left, I have this picture of me holding my left hand with his left hand. He was ready to go to the reception afterwards at the very end. And one point, my brother's going to take a picture, a Polaroid picture of him, and it comes out a dud. It doesn't flash. And Paul, he kept his hand against mine for about 15 seconds. He, Sid Bernstein goes, "Come on, Bill." Paul McCartney goes, "Come on, Bill." And I said, "Shoot the damn picture." And so here my hand is holding his hand, and I look like a ghost. It's on my Facebook. That's the first time. The second time was a whole different thing. I had at least a little conversation right before. Actually, that was the Standing Stone at Carnegie Hall. The very next day, he was on Oprah in Manhattan.
Fair income. That's unbelievable. Now, I just got to tell you, I love it down here in Australia. My friend Charles down there, I've got to give him a message since he's watching. This is coming his way. Did you like Star Trek?
I'm more of a Lost in Space fan.
Yeah, me too. But look at this. I got this. Watch this. This is especially for Charles because the guy's a laugh. Watch this. This is from the 60s. Look, how great is that?
Yeah. There it is.
How great is that? And underneath, you open it up. A lot of people haven't seen this. So while I got this, I may as well show you. So I'm off to the post office straight after our interview. This has got the little pot in it. This is mine. I'll keep this one. I'll negotiate with Charles on this one. But this is a ripper. Have you ever seen that from the 60s?
Cool. Yeah, it is cool. The Enterprise, right?
Exactly. Thank you. Now, tell me about the Monkees. I'm right into the Monkees, and you like the Monkees and the Beatles there, Benjy.
Monkees, yeah, that's some great music. I mean, like most of the songs they never wrote, but they sing them. I don't even know who played on the records. Other people did, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's how it started, and then they became like a real band. And their third album, which is called Headquarters, they played on the full album for that. Have you collected much Beatle and Monkey stuff?
A bit in the past, I clicked a lot of Beatles stuff at one time. Yeah, it's cool
That's
stuff.
great.
But then eBay came in, kind of ruined the market a little bit. You know what I mean? It took the price down of a lot of things. So I don't even know what things are worth anymore. I wouldn't know.
No, that's true, Benji, because I bought a lot of stuff before the net went up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was fortunate enough to meet 3 of the Monkees, right? I met Davey first. I met Peter, and then I met Mickey. So I was lucky to meet the 3.
Only a few times. I mean, he could be all right. He could also lose his temper. But I mean, Davey, what a voice! God, what a voice! Supposed to be a regular guy. He never really saw himself as a star, really.
I reckon Mickey and Mike have got fantastic voices. Fantastic.
They do. Mike wrote some great songs for the Monkees then, really.
Exactly. That's correct. Yep. He's fantastic, all right. And when
I was watching the show, I hadn't seen it in a while. This is like a year or two ago. I was watching it. The show's a crack up. It's just like
exactly. But you see that's signed by Mickey and Peter when they toured here in Australia.
The circus kid, right? Circus guy.
Yeah, circus boy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you remember the show.
Well, yeah, man. Ran from 66 to 68, you know.
Now, what was it like meeting George's wife, Patty Harrison?
Well, that was fun, man. I mean, she was selling her book that weekend. Supposedly, she sold 1,000 books that weekend at Beatle Fest, Chicago, 2008. That was a great time, though. But I mean, my friend was working the camcorder, and she didn't really care. I think she just kept drinking Burgundy all night long. You know, she was real friendly, real nice too. You know.
Have you got some Beatles stories you can tell me from all these people you're meeting?
Oh, I became very close friends with Sid Bernstein over the years.
Yeah, I know. But tell me a little bit more about Sid.
That's the one that got me to meet Paul, because we went to the oratorio, all 3 concerts at Carnegie Hall with Paul McCartney. You know, Paul loved Sid. Even more than that, I can tell you a story about John Lennon. A lot of people don't know. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
3 months before we lost him, Sid kept bumping into him in New York. And every time he kept bumping into him, John keeps introducing Yoko to him. He kept saying, "John, I know who she is." And I think John called him once, or John left him his number. Sid was very not aggressive. If he would have, a lot more things would have happened if he was aggressive. But he never thought to pick up a phone and call him. He was just lackadaisical, laid back, very nice guy, one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. But he told Sid 3 months before we lost him, and I quote, Shea Stadium, Shea was the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I've heard that story.
And Shea Stadium was the top of the mountain. It's first of its kind, foremost of its kind at its time in August of 1965. It's 55 years in August. It's hard to believe. I was 6 years old, you know. A concert of a magnitude you can't even. I mean, people at the World's Fair, all I had to do was just walk over to the stadium. I mean, a quarter mile away. You know,
amazing times back then.
Oh,
back here in Australia.
Back then, I was doing TV commercials, toy commercials.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the kicker of the whole thing. 2 weeks before Beatles played Shea Stadium, I did a Rambler Cars TV commercial, and that was American Motors, very big in the U.S. in the 60s at the time. And I remember it with 5 other kids that have no idea who the kids are, and somewhere in Long Island. I mean, it was just I have it on my YouTube. It's really cool, you know. When you coincide what you were doing back then to all this Beatles and all the 60s things, it's cool. But I was doing toy commercials back then and print ads. So it was just, it seems like 100 years ago, though.
Yeah, but toy commercials are huge. Like, I talk to collectors and film their collections, and it's like a big deal. To have done toy commercials is fantastic.
Well, first what I did was for Remco Toys, and they just had tons of toys back in the 60s. You name it. You see it. You can see it on YouTube also, different commercials. My thing was a thing called Blippo, which was a choo-choo train. It had just me in a 60-second spot. It was a really like corny kind of music. It was really kind of cool. So you see it on my YouTube, and it's just, I can't believe April was 55 years filming that thing. It's like 100 years ago. But the toys are on. The funny thing is the toys are on eBay. Like there's like 6 or 7 at a time. If you go on eBay right now and punch it in, Blippo's on there. And you get like somebody who has just the box and no toy. Then somebody has the toy and the box, but they're missing pieces. Or there's all different combinations of Blippo. You know, it's kind of interesting.
Have you met Bozo the Clown?
I think the guy, he was at one of the festivals, I think, a few years back. I think so, yeah.
Bozo was big in Australia.
Was he really?
Yeah, it was. The TV show was huge. And the cartoons, you know, like when I mean cartoons, I mean like Bugs Bunny, Warner Brothers, all those cartoons down here in the 60s were like number one.
So that the two biggest things in Australia are kangaroos and Bozo, right?
No, Skippy's right up there. Okay, Skippy is like Charles said, it's Australia's version of Lassie.
Oh, really?
That's true.
I say Skippy there, Mike. I say there's Skippy there.
And you know, we got Vegemite down here, like you said, Skippy peanut butter. Vegemite's big down here. We put it in our toast. Is there anything you don't know about Australia I can tell you?
Yeah.
You'd love it down here.
No, it's supposed to be like 105 degrees on some parts. I wouldn't like it, no.
No, it's not all the time. We're going into winter now. It's like
Really?
cold. I'm looking out the window and it's freezing and raining.
Really?
But don't worry about it. I'm talking to one of the funniest people in New York, Benjy. And Charles has written, Benjy doesn't like this stuff.
Come on, Australia's on another planet someplace in the solar system, I'm lucky I even see you.
Charles has got a joke for you, right? Benjy doesn't like this stuff. He's an alien.
I am from Mars. I will come to Australia.
Actually, that's funny. Can you do the what is it? The robot on Lost in Space?
No, I love Lost in Space. I wish I could. That's a hard voice.
Can you do anyone from Lost in Space?
I love Lost in Space. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Can you do any voices from Lost in Space?
The Sadicons, but no one knows who the Sadicons are. They're these aliens. No one knows who the Sadicons are. These guys in black robes and their faces are covered and they rock back and forth. We want the robot. We are the Sadicons.
I remember.
No one knows. For the people that watch Lost in Space, they know what I'm doing. Other people have. Wait, who the hell's he doing? You know.
And what about other famous TV shows of the 60s? Can you do any impersonations of any of them? Can you do Gilligan from Gilligan's Island?
No. I'm trying to think.
Can you do the Skipper?
Hey, little buddy.
That's it. God, do a little bit more. That's great.
That's all you need for them, right? Or okay. All right. Well, Captain Kirk, Spock, and Scotty, a short one.
Yeah, go on.
Space 2020. Spock, where are you? I'm right here, Captain. Scotty, to the bridge. I can't, Captain, right now. I got two plans in the room there. That's it.
Yep, beat me up, Scotty. That was very good, Benjy. Very good. Now, I'm going to ask you, what other Beatles stories have you got? Well, you got more than that because you've done what? Fairs, conventions, things like that.
I wish I could meet Ringo Starr, but I hear in later years, man, he's like goes off on people, you know, not the happiest camper for some reason, you know. Well, we don't know what it's like in their shoes either. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, you can't wear because of who you are and all that, you know.
I think that some people need privacy now. You know what I mean? When they want to go public, they can go public. When they don't want to go public, they don't have to.
Paul McCartney is one of a kind guy. He's always a friendly guy, only for one reason, because in his side of his head, he feels he's extremely lucky. You know, and you know, but he's extremely talented. That's what made the Beatles. You know,
everyone's to themselves. And as I said, it's like you meet a lot of people, and tell me what it was like going on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, wonderful experience, man. That was just, I can't believe so long ago. I mean, I sent an audio cassette tape in to the show. I had my sticker on it. I had my email, phone number, address, and they wanted to see a video. So I bothered my mother's camcorder, and my tripod was a pillow I folded in half, and I filmed every voices that I could do in 2004. Didn't think that much of it because, you know, miracles don't happen. So is somebody else that wins a lottery, you know what I mean? So I sent a VHS tape, remember those, you know, into the show. I think I went to Beatlefest Chicago, came back. I didn't want to call the show. Didn't want to be too aggressive. And they left on my answering machine, I think the day after they called me to come on the show. I said, you got to be kidding me. It doesn't happen like this. But Yeah, came on the show, but they said you have 90 seconds. We want you to end in Aflac. You know, Aflac, Aflac, Aflac.
I like those other impersonations you did. What was it? Like a Southerner or Cowboy? Can you go through a couple of those that you did on the show?
Southerner, that Western Cowboy up there. You boys head down the pass. I'm going to draw on you boys up there. You know, there's something up there. You'll fried chicken in North Carolina, pretty up the damn good up there. You know, somebody. Hey, just like that. Bloody night, I couldn't give me that, mate. Bloody fish and chips, mate.
That's exactly right. Can you do Donald Trump saying hello to one of my relatives called Evan?
Hello, Evan. I'm Donald Trump, President of the United States. If you like my armchair, go like this, okay?
Can you do anybody from Kiss, the band Kiss? I'm trying to stretch it now. No.
No, if you give me a guitar, I'll smash it for you. That's about the only impression I can do.
What about the Who? Can you do an impression of the Who?
No. It's funny, you know, there's different kinds of United Kingdom accents, you know. Some people bloody talk like that, you know. But the Queen of England is a little bit different. It's bloody hot there, you know, we have the bloody United Kingdom there, you know, pretty totally good there.
That's a good one. What are some of your favorites now that you do?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Favorites, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't really think. I'm not sure. Ed Sullivan, maybe. I don't know. I like doing him. Even today. All right,
let's do Ed.
Here and now, and Choco Gigio, right now. Mr. Plastic EP on our show, right now.
We used to watch that here in Australia on a Sunday night. Black and white. He used to come out, introduce everybody. I like that one where Hollywood
on in Australia.
Yeah,
yes, really.
You know what I liked? I liked the one where Dean Martin was on Hollywood Palace and he introduced the Rolling Stones. He was talking about their hair. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. No.
No, that's funny. That's on video too.
Why do they call you plastic for?
Let me explain to you. Do you remember in the 60s they used to have a record similar to this?
EP. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It had 4 songs.
Yeah, 2 on each side.
That's an EP. And plastic comes from, instead of being vinyl, made of vinyl, the word plastic is the same as vinyl. So there's your word, plastic EP.
EP, I know. Yeah, extended play 45, 2 songs.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody gets it.
You just got to take a needle and play you, right? Because you're a plastic EP, right?
That's a beauty at 45 RPM.
Now, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing for you, okay? You remember what I used to do when I was a kid, okay, was for fun, those old-fashioned record players that had 16, 33, 45, 78. Yeah. I would play the LPs at 45. Remember what that sounded like?
Yeah, fast.
Let me do it for you. It's been a hard day's night. Nothing working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. It's like a luck when I get them to your thing, your team. I'm like,
and what about at 78?
How about 16 speed?
It's okay.
A hard day's night. I've been working like a dog. That's exactly what it sounded like.
Can you do 78?
No, that's too fast.
Hey, my friend Charles, I'm Plastic EP, but he's called Plastic LP.
Charles, Plastic LP.
He's a full album. Charles is the full album. Look.
Oh, okay, cool. Tell Charles I said he's a Plastic 78.
Yeah, I'm sure he's watching. That guy's a live wire. He makes me laugh all the time. He's a bit like you.
Yeah, right.
What have you got coming up now? Where can they find you on the net, Benjy?
Just go to YouTube, Benjy, Benjy Greenberg, Berg. I'm all over YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Actually, I'm on everything, but I mean, I love YouTube because I try to put out one new video a week because I do about 150 voices, impressions, accents, animal noise. I put them into characters. Like one video, I have Trump with 4 other guys on it. One guy, a nerd, a 50s guy, a Fu Manchu Chinese guy. It's just all different characters, all different costumes, all different voices.
Do that one. Do the Fu Manchu. Talking to plastic.
Oh, Fu Manchu. Oh, a Plastic EP. I want to say hello to you, Plastic EP. You come to China Don't fall down too fast. Oh.
What can I say to that? Now, what do you got planned? You got something planned after the pandemic? You got like live shows, or what do you hope to do?
No, I'm just making more films, you know.
Okay, good.
Still trying to take show business to the next level to get into the serious movies and TV, you know. If anybody's out there.
What do you see yourself doing? Something like Terminator?
Oh, well, love to do a feature film, you know, doing whatever, you know.
I could see you in the comedies, easy.
Or I could do Dracula. Come to my show. I want to bite your neck.
Do you do any other monsters?
Wicked Witch of the West and the Munchkins, maybe they'll go along, you know. My little pretty. Follow the old brick road, follow the old brick road, follow the old brick road, follow the old brick road.
What about 60s cartoons? Do you do any of those?
Cartoons?
Like Groovy Ghoulies or...
Oh, Scooby.
Yeah, okay. I'm still trying to get over the record impersonation. Speeds. And
you know,
listen.
Seriously, that's what it sounded like.
I believe you, because I used to have a player.
BLP played it. Probably you might have even ruined the record doing that. I don't remember. But playing 33 at 45 speed, it's meant to be played at 33 speed, not 45.
Well, I know you wrecked the player when you were playing Beatles records backward. Number 9.
Nope.
Number 9. Turn me on, Dead Man. Turn me on, Dead Man. They said if you turn it backwards, he says, turn me on, Dead Man. Did you know that?
Well, you know what? Number 9 tells how Plastic EP turned English. So there you go.
You know, Benjy, let me tell you, it's been my pleasure to interview you. I've had a great laugh today, right? It's like really so funny. And this interview will be going on your YouTube channel quicker than you think. As soon as we say goodbye, I'll be sending it to you. You'll be so happy. You'll be able to watch it today while you're drinking your tea. Are you drinking tea there?
It was coffee. Now it's cold coffee, so with no ice. So
you're so funny. Do you want to say goodbye to everyone out there?
Bye, everybody. See you on YouTube, all right?
Exactly. We're all going to end up on YouTube. So that's from right. Plastic EP and the funniest man I've spoken to in Rice, New York, Benjy Greenberg. Thank you again, Benjy.
Thank you, Plastic EP.
It's been my pleasure, Benjy.
Do it again. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.